Light on. Camera activate. Engage vlog. Hi.
Shit, what are my lines?
Fuck, I told you to memorize. Alright.
We're going off script for this one.
We're doing it live! We just got out of Ninja Turtles,
Yes.
out of the shadows and into the streets.
Yes.
And so, you did not see the first one.
I did not.
I actually decided to go ahead and watch the first one a couple of days ago.
And?
It was not bad. I would place it about on par with the first Transformers movie.
Okay.
It's like, a lot of people, you know, didn't like it, but it was like a good first effort for a Transformers movie. It left a lot for improvement, which they didn't do for the second one.
Yeah.
However, Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows is the complete opposite. That it actually improved a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know because I never saw the first one.
Yeah, I think you could watch it. It's fine. The only downside was there was way too much April O'Neil.
Oh, in the first one?
Yeah, because the whole story was about her. But in this one, thank God they focused more on the turtles.
I'm sorry, but anytime I see Megan Fox, she's always doing that fucking duck face bullshit. Whenever she like poses and all this others. You know what I think whenever I look at her?
What?
You remember Living Color? You remember Wanda?
Really?
That's the first thing that pops into my mind. I rock your world, honey.
Okay, she's not that bad. Jesus Christ.
But seriously.
She's not Jamie Foxx in drag. Holy shit, dude.
Sorry, that's the first thing that pops in my head every time I see her on screen. She's making that same exact face, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Luckily they downplayed her quite a bit in this.
Thankfully.
She still can't act, though.
No, she can't.
I will say, I believe Megan Fox as April O'Neil way more than I believe Stephen Amell as Casey Jones.
Yes.
What the fuck, man?
Ugh.
He is not Casey Jones.
No, he was not Casey Jones
not even
at all.
close. He had the mask, and that's about it. He's not Casey Jones. He's a fucking cosplayer at best.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't even really, you know. It's just, the mask and the hockey stick are just there. He keeps that in his trunk whenever he's off duty.
Like,
Cause,
I play hockey. He made it a
corrections officer.
He made it a point constantly to mention that he plays hockey. It's like, I play hockey. Hey man, you like hockey? It's like, no, I like cage fighting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's too like nice guy-ish.
I know.
And they made him a police officer for some reason.
Yeah, he was a corrections officer.
Yeah. Casey Jones was a vigilante.
He was.
He's a crazy person.
Yes.
Fuck, man. Casey Jones in the first Ninja Turtles movie was like dead on. Like as far as like a live action version goes. Friggin' God, John Morrison from the WWE made a better Casey Jones.
That's true.
Like, okay, so if in case you don't know, I forget what it's called, but there's this video series out. It's basically like Death Battle, like Screw Attack's Death Battle, except they do live action fights instead of animated, and they do really well. They're very well choreographed, very like great production value. They did one of Kick-Ass versus Casey Jones.
Yeah. And
they got John Morrison, former WWE wrestler, to be Casey Jones, and he friggin' nailed it.
He did, 100%.
He was and what's funny is because his character in the WWE, like he was a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Like he was almost like Shawn Michaels-esque.
Whoa.
Like there was one time where he had glitter on his abs. I'm not saying like the lines of his abs was like glitter. I'm not making this up. This was real. And yet he played a better Casey Jones than Stephen Amell. Oh god. Just Stephen Amell's fine. Just go back to playing Arrow.
Go back to Arrow.
Yeah,
please.
you're better at that. But anyway, the movie was still pretty good.
It was still enjoyable.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That was pretty much the big bad parts. Good parts.
Yeah, good parts. Well,
Tyler Perry is Baxter Stockman.
Yes, Tyler Perry is a great Baxter Stockman.
Dear God. That was glorious.
I will say my favorite incarnation of Baxter Stockman is still in the current Nickelodeon show because he was hilarious. Because he had like super delusions of grandeur, but he was like a complete loser.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Fools! I've trapped you in my dome of doom!" Like he had like this Inspector Gadget like propeller hat that he flew away. You really need to catch up with the show.
I do
it's
need
so
to catch
good.
up with the show.
But Tyler Perry, did really well. Like,
yeah, just that awkward laugh.
yeah, he was his character was kind of halfway between the current Baxter Stockman in the TV show and the one from the 2003 Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Because the 2003 Ninja Turtles was a friggin' psychopath.
Yes.
And he was like, as the series went on, he slowly deteriorated his body until he was nothing but an eyeball in a jar.
Yeah,
it was messed up.
It was
screwed up, bro.
But yeah,
Tyler Perry was cool.
He was great. I don't think he had enough screen time, but
no,
he was definitely one of the better characters.
Well,
a lot of characters I felt were just wasted, like Shredder himself.
I think that's another issue I had with this movie. It was overstuffed.
It was.
It was because, well, aside from the turtles themselves, most of the other characters were kind of coming and going.
Yeah.
And it's
like
good.
Krang.
It's good. Yeah, Krang was in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
He was in the very beginning when Shredder met him, and then
and that's the other inconsistency is that characters will be introduced that they just meet and all of a sudden they know instantly who they are.
Yeah, that's because they immediately knew who Rocksteady and Bebop were.
Yeah.
I don't think they they were kind of surprised when they first saw them because they were mutated by that point, and they hadn't seen them mutated, and they were kind of shocked. But they were talking about them like they knew who they were, and there was a lot of it was kind of a clusterfuck at points because you have a movie because you have so many characters in this movie. First you have the 4 turtles themselves, plus Splinter, April, and Shredder, and Karai was in it briefly. Who were all in the first movie. Mm-hmm. And then adding to that, you now have Casey Jones, Rocksteady and Bebop, Krang, Baxter Stockman. You have at least 10 major players in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's hard to coordinate that many people.
And there's not enough time for all of them. There's some characters I feel who got too much screen time. Casey Jones. And characters I felt that got too little screen time.
Yeah. Yes. They were great.
They were. They were probably the best part of this movie.
I would say so because they were goofy just like they are in the cartoon, but unlike in the cartoon, they actually got shit done.
They really did.
They did. They bested the turtles.
Yes.
On getting the piece of the dimensional device that Krang needed.
Not to say that they're hyper competent or anything, but yeah.
Oh no, they're hired goons at best.
But what I love about the fact is they didn't mind being monsters. There was none of that, what have you done to me? It's just like, dude, I'm a fucking rhino. Look at me. This is great.
Yeah. They in the new TV show they're a little more towards how they were in the original because they were kind of goof ups in the show. I do like them in the show, don't get me wrong, but in this version they were like a serious threat.
Yes, they were. They were both of the actors who played them, Seamus and Gary Anthony Williams. They were both great.
Yes, they were.
Yes.
I don't even know what Seamus's real name is actually.
Neither do I.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like Gary Anthony Williams, I can see. Yeah. Seamus was weird because he's an Irishman, and now in the show, Rocksteady is Russian.
Yeah.
And in the original, he was just some guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Rocksteady has gone through quite a few incarnations, but he still did a really good job. I think
they both were amazing, and they had a great dynamic together, which really worked.
Vernon was really funny, too.
Yes, he was.
Because basically what happens, if you're familiar with the original movie, when they stopped Shredder, they established in this movie that they had some kind of deal with Vernon that he would take all the credit for stopping Shredder so the Ninja Turtles could, stay hidden. And he became like a celebrity. They gave him the key to the city.
Yeah. He's now known as the Falcon.
He was selling...
Not to be confused with the one from Marvel. Please don't sue us.
No, he was selling his air in Ziploc bags.
Yes! People want to spend like $200 a pop on this.
Just for a breath of the Falcon.
Yeah, for Falcon breath.
Oh, man.
That was great.
What else? I gotta say, I still don't really care for the designs of the turtles. they're too big. And
Yeah.
they definitely tweaked the designs from the original, the first movie.
Yeah.
Which was good. Still, they're supposed to be teenagers, you know?
Yeah.
They look like friggin'... They look like pro wrestlers.
Yeah, they do look like they're built that way.
Yeah. And I didn't like that in the first movie they established that their shells are bulletproof, which is bullcrap.
Yeah, that is complete bullshit.
Yeah. But I don't know, he kind of let it... Also, in the first movie, which is something that they dropped in this movie, thankfully, Mikey had a thing for April.
Yeah, they dropped that completely.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of that sort of thing. I'm still not happy about it in the current TV show with April and Donnie.
Donatello, yeah.
Because it's gross and weird, but at least they knew better in this one to just let it go.
Yep.
And I guess that's one good thing about Casey Jones being there. It's like we need someone for April to be with.
Yeah. That is true.
Just wish it wasn't Stephen Amell.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody but him.
Anybody but Stephen Amell.
I don't know who could play Casey Jones. Who's gruff enough?
Just pick somebody out of a hat.
Anybody.
Anybody.
One funny scene came at the very beginning. When they were trying to hide, and apparently there was the parade going on outside, like the Halloween parade. So Mikey wanted to go out and join, so he went out there. And while the parade was going, you see this like car going, a little like remote controlled car going by, and then suddenly it stands up and it's a guy dressed like Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's a transformer.
And he's like, looking good, dude, and they high five.
Yeah, they high five and he transforms back into the car.
Like,
that was actually really funny.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
But oh my
possible
God.
crossover?
God, I hope not.
Let's
Yeah.
Not the current Transformers. Maybe. I mean, Ninja Turtles is good to cross over with a lot of things. They did a great crossover with Ghostbusters in the comics.
Oh, the ones you picked up?
Yeah, those great, man. Yeah, not Michael Bay's Transformers though.
No. No. No.
Speaking of which, it's good that I'm kind of enjoying a Michael Bay movie for once.
Yeah, exactly.
This one, they're on a good stride. I don't know how they would possibly continue, because, well, I mean, I guess they could.
The way it goes, spoiler alert, by the end of the movie, Shredder's on ice and they all get sucked back into Dimension X.
But what happened was they were trying to spring Shredder from jail, and to do so, Baxter Stockman had this device that he found, which they never really
explained how he found it.
Yeah, he just found it.
It's just I just have this.
It was a part of.
I found it next to my D20s.
Yeah, I picked it up at a garage sale.
Yeah, right.
He had this device that was Krang technology, and it was a transporter. And the way they were going to transport Shredder out of jail was they were going to use the portal gun or whatever it was to beam him out of there. But when they beamed him out, he ended up in Dimension X on the Technodrome.
Yeah.
And that's when Krang, voiced by Brad Garrett, by the way.
Which was weird, but somehow oddly fitting.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it worked.
I still love Pat Freely as Krang.
Oh, of course. But that's the one thing that was missing was like the whole thing where he has the inflection where he inhales when he talks sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Undisputed ruler of Dimension Earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's
So he says to Shredder, you know, you have my device. Find the other two pieces, and I will...
And make the magical MacGuffin that will help me rule the world.
And I will bring the Technodrome to the planet Earth, and we will rule together. So he finally does it, and then Krang was like, I have altered the deal! And then he
freezes Shredder.
He freezes him and puts him on like a shelf with other creatures.
Yeah, one of which that if you look, I caught it for a split second, but one of which was a Triceraton.
Yeah.
So.
I would imagine there was a lot of different references in there. I want to go back and look at that scene.
Yeah.
Which maybe for the next movie they can do the Triceratons.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Those are some nasty customers.
Oh, you should see them in the new show.
I bet.
Catch up! So, Yeah, which is also one of the reasons why Shredder and Krang were kind of wasted, because Shredder didn't really do a whole lot, and then Krang only showed up for the end, who did very well fighting, but unfortunately he got his ass handed to him. Mm-hmm. Does he have an ass? I don't even know. Doesn't matter.
Ass.
the Mandroid has an ass.
Yeah.
Also, he had device, like those arm things that he kept switching out his arms, and one of them was the ball and chain, which I think was the weapon he had in the cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a neat little reference. So yeah. So I feel like maybe they shouldn't do another movie, but
probably not.
If they do, as long as they keep it at least as good as this one, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I mean, it was decent. It was a quick movie, quick and dirty.
It's done much better than the Transformers movies have been done.
Oh God, yes.
Oh boy, have you heard the big rumor surrounding the new Transformers movie?
No.
It is a rumor. It has not been confirmed, but you know the title of the movie, right?
No.
Transformers: The Lost Knight.
Okay.
Okay. What other Hasbro property is known as a knight? A space knight.
No. No.
ROM Space Knight, because if you look at the logo for the new Transformers movies, Transformers is spelled out in a similar font to the ROM comics. So people are theorizing that they're going to introduce ROM into the Transformers. It's not confirmed. This is just a theory. I kind of hope not.
I kind of hope not either.
It would be a shame, because Marvel did very well with ROM. They should have just... He was actually part of the main continuity. Mm. I was watching Linkara's retrospective on Rom the Space Knight. He is the reason why Rogue left the Brotherhood.
Really?
Yeah, because she tried to grab his... acquire his powers, but she absorbed all of his, like, good intentions. Mm. And that made her change.
Wow.
So he is actually canon with the Marvel Universe.
Damn.
So... It would be nice if like Disney like comes in and swoops that up and
and goes yoink.
Yeah, you're part of the Guardians of the Galaxy now.
Yep. We couldn't get Zoe Saldana for the sequel, so you're standing in.
Sweet, I'm okay with that. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts on Ninja Turtles? Anything else we didn't cover? I didn't. Apparently, they're working with the police now, so.
Everybody knows who they are, which is more in line with the '87 cartoon, because they walked around in broad daylight and didn't bat an eye.
Well, they had their trench coats.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
And by
sometimes they wore rubber masks.
And by the laws of Clark Kent, all you have to do is partially obscure yourself, and you'll be completely hidden.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, well, I guess that's all we got to say about this movie.
It was a decent flick.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't expect to say much more about any other Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
I heard Transformers 4 wasn't that good. I don't know how the new one will come out, but
I don't know.
We'll see. Oh, well. So, Ninja Turtles.
Go see it.
Go see it.